What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review of Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 11. Season 9, Episode 11. So, listen, we are still at Quad's holiday party, holiday party, child, and the ladies are still arguing. So, after Audra gave her PowerPoint presentation on how Toya did not make $1 million on the sale of her house, now we move on to Anila and Toya end up getting into it, and she gets into it with Toya's friend. Now, I really try not to, I didn't look at Heavenly's review this week, but last week on her review, she said that girl actually put her hands on Anila, and they had to really break it up, but they cut that out, and I appreciate them cutting that out, because I feel like they cut it out because, she's not actually on the show, the lady's not actually on the show, but neither here nor there, they cut that out, and, which I thought was, anyway, moving on. So, Dr. Heavenly, and they said that Dr. Heavenly was being messy, but I really don't think she was being messy. I understand her point of view on this. She said, listen, everybody in the room knew that girl had been spreading rumors about Toya sleeping with Eugene, sleeping around on Eugene, cheating on Eugene. Everybody knew except for Toya. And she was like, I felt like Toya needed to know what was being said because that woman was sitting in her face. And I didn't feel like it was right for everybody to know except for her, right? So she told Toya. So, of course, Toya is on 20. She already been drinking. She already just got embarrassed because Audrey just laid out all her business. And so, yeah, she mad. She mad. So she was like, who said I'm sleeping around with my husband? Like, which one of you bitches said it? And they get to arguing. So then they get Toya to get up and leave now. In Simone's credit, Simone was trying to get Toya out of there 20 minutes before that. But Toya wasn't trying to leave. And she'd been drinking a little bit harder for her to get up out of there, So they go around and they're talking to the guys. And they're like, yeah, apparently I'm sleeping around on you. Apparently I'm cheating on you. And she's telling Eugene. And then she said, and this one right here, worrying about how much money I'm making. And Audra was like, but I'm a tax attorney. Like, I know these things. But at the end of the day, and this might surprise some of y'all too, Toya wasn't wrong. Audra was in her face, and Audra did bump her. Audra was physically chest bumping Toya. So Toya mushed her, and she told her to get out her face. She told her, get out my face. And so Toya mushed her. She was in her personal space, and she was making physical contact. Now, if Audra swung, and if Audra had connected, it'd have been a different conversation. But thank God for small favors, and she did not connect, okay? The punch did not connect. Now, Eugene broke it up, and they were able to separate everybody, and get everybody back on one accord, and then it was time to go. It's time for us to go. Get your bag, get your purse, let's go. I was Quad's aunt who was saying, why y'all coming up in my niece's house tearing up shit? She worked hard for this, and y'all trying to tear it up. And poor Quad was like, cause it looked like Toya was about to give auntie some, and Quad was like, that's my auntie. Like, don't even do it. Like, this my family for real. Like, I know we filming, but this my family for real. These keep it moving. And when they went outside to get to figure out what happened, like I said, Toya was like, listen, she bumped me. And all I did, I just mushed her to get her out my face. And honestly, even though I was here for what Audra did, because I do feel like Toya, low-key been coming for Audra and making comments about her outfits and you're not a good attorney and stuff like that. I do feel like she was low-key maybe hazing the new girl a little bit. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like, I didn't agree with Audra getting in her face like that and bumping her. Like, if you look at it, she physically bumped her with her chest and was in her face. Like, you too close. And she told her to get out of her face. So, anyway. So then we see Audra and Dr. Heavenly go over Anila's house to sort of debrief over what happened. And here go Dr. Heavenly. She was like, y'all don't have no HIPAA, nothing in the tax industry. Like, you could just tell all that women's business. Because remember, she was talking about Toya's tax liens and everything else. She said, no, it's public information. Anybody can look it up. Like, I'm not revealing anything that you can't go online and look up yourself. It's all out there. I mean, you might need to know where to find it, but it's all out there. Again, they were just sort of recapping the night and what happened with what Audra did and Toya, the fight with Toya and Anila and the rumor. And, of course, Anila is like, I didn't spread the rumor. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't spread it. I heard it, but I ain't spread it. Now, while the three of them are talking, we have Dr. Simone, Toya, and Contessa talking, and they making it all Dr. Heavenly's fault. Dr. Heavenly was being messy. Why did Heavenly have to tell Toya what the girls were saying? Why would Heavenly say that? Why would Heavenly say that? And then they got to talking about the rumors about Quad. And I said, now how y'all gonna sit here and be mad at Heavenly about repeating a rumor about Toya, and then y'all gonna sit here and have a whole conversation about Quad sleeping with her contractor and the rumors. And y'all said it like it was a fact. Y'all ain't even say it like it was a rumor or we had heard. Y'all said it like this is exactly what happened. Okay? This is how it went down. So I was like, how are y'all any better? Now, Toya, I like that Fendi sweater you had on. That was real cute or whatever. But other than that, I just thought it was very, very contradictory. Anyway, then they showed Toya and Eugene talking about it. And Eugene was like, listen, I'm secure on who I am. I ain't worried about you out here with no other man. Like, they'll bring you back, child. They might take you, but they'll bring your ass back. Okay? Then we see Anila with her mama. Listen, it's not working. It is not working. Her mama ain't feeling it. Her mama ain't hearing it. And it is not working. Eventually, we see her having a conversation with her husband where she has to admit, this ain't working. He said, I told you this is how this was going to end. I told you this wasn't going to work. I told you your mama wasn't going to do what we needed her to do, and that this is where we was going to end up. She was like, you were right, and I was wrong, but we got to get rid of my mama, and we have got to get Miss Lopez back. Like, I don't know, tell her we'll buy her a new car, tell her we'll double her salary, we'll give her a room. Like, we need her back. No, you don't need her back. No. You have a couple of options. One, I know they said they tried to go through the nanny services, but they have nanny services. Or this is a crazy idea. You could actually raise your kids your damn self. You're a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids who are in school. Bruh, you get them up, you get them breakfast, you get them to school. You literally have 8 hours to do all your blogging before you have to pick them up from school. And if you really, truly can't deal with, them like that, put them in activities. You could put them in swim class. You could golfing class, football, pee-wee, track and field, gymnastics, ballet, tap, water. Did I say swimming already? Soccer, lacrosse. Listen, there are 5,000 options for you to do in the evening with your children if you really, truly just can't do it. But, ma'am, you don't even work. I'm not counting the blogging. You don't even work. You could take them children to school and still have 8 hours of uninterrupted whatever. Hell, most schools got aftercare. You can keep them there for another hour and a half after school let out. Anyway. They gave us a sequence. We saw the guys at work. We saw Heavenly's husband at his clinic. We saw Scott with a patient. Did we see? Oh, and we saw Anila's husband with a patient. That was cute to see. See the guys doing their thing. Yada, yada, yada. I already talked about Anila's mom, child. She even she acted a fool. Like, how dare you want me to clean up? Child, it was a mess. Her mother is a mess. But, again, I'm with her husband. You knew what you was bringing up in here when you brought him up in here. We see Contessa getting ready for her pageant. We see her working with her coaches and working with a walking coach, and that was cool, whatever. Then we see Quad with Mason and her mom and Quad's mother. I think her name is Monica. Mason's mother, her name is Monica. Now, somebody put in the comments, because this was before my time. Y'all know I haven't been watching. I missed some seasons of Married to Medicine. Can y'all explain to me why Mason doesn't live with his mom, why he lives with Quad? Because if his mother is active and they get along, why is he living with Quad full time? Can y'all explain that to me if y'all know? This was the anniversary. It was the 35th birthday of her brother. He would have been 35 years old. And so they had dinner to celebrate. They had cake, and then they lit lanterns, and they let the lanterns up in the air. And it's hard. It's hard. I lost my brother as well, and so I mean, luckily for me, his kids were older. My niece was in college. My nephew was already in the military. But it did, the pain was real. The grief was real. My mom took it really, really, really hard. So I definitely felt when we saw Quad's mom. I definitely felt her in that moment. Mason misses his dad. And Quad misses her brother. And so some people might say, "Oh, this was boring. Why did this show?" But I appreciated that, and maybe it's because I have a personal, I feel something there because I lost my brother, and we were friends. We weren't just siblings. Like, my brother was a friend, and so it is hurtful. It's very hurtful. So, and it doesn't go away, and it doesn't get easier. Well, easier is relative. But I appreciated that scene. Dr. Jackie is hiring a new doctor. She's still expanding. She's booked and busy, but she wants to do other things. She's got her products and writing books and podcasts, and she wants to just spend more time at home with her husband. Cut back her hours. And she's at a point where she can enjoy the fruits of her labor. Like Dr. Jackie, I know everybody wants Dr. Jackie, but if they maintain a certain level of quality and of what the expectation is for everybody who practices with them, then the understanding is, when I go to to Dr. Jackie's practice, I know I'm getting the same quality as if it were her. And she's learning how to let go. I think a lot of it was, she was a control freak. And so she's at a point where she said it's going to be hard, but I'm ready to let go and let other people be in charge while I'm not there. And so, all of that is what's going on. Last but not least, we found out that Anila's house was robbed. And, I mean, they took everything. Here is what I don't like. They're saying that they feel like it was planned and it was premeditated because they live in a gated community, which means whoever got in had to get in with permission from somebody, or they had a pass key. Like, I don't know how you get into their community. I don't know. They say it's a guard at the door, and so that means somebody had to let them in. And we see Quad and Dr. Heavenly on a call, and Quad is insinuating that maybe Toya had something to do with it because the robbery took place 2 days after the fight over at Quad's house. Listen, I could put a lot of shit on Toya, but I would never put that on Toya. Unless they know something that we don't know, that they edited out, or that they not sharing with us. I would never put something that on that level on Toya. I would never do that. So I'm just like, I didn't like that editing. I didn't like the editing. I didn't like the way they insinuated that. But then it looks like Toya is going to insinuate that Anila set it up her damn self. Unfortunately, we do know, every time I see somebody get robbed in Atlanta now, I always feel like, does it go back to the Rico case where they found this whole crew of people that were robbing rich people? So I'm wondering, but that is a good question on how they got into a gated community. That's an excellent question, but unfortunately, where there's a will, there's a way. So that's where the episode leaves off. And like I said, I don't like that editing that they're trying to make it seem like Toya has something to do with it. I don't like it. But I'm sure we're gonna expand even more next week. So let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.